I was browsing on the homepage and I really found a quite underrated channel. I'm going to react to this video. The name is 50 Hours in the Most Remote Town in the USA, and it's made by Andrew Feinstein. Checking his channel, I realized that he have only 11 videos. He is one of those channels that uploads just a little bit, but it looks like it's high quality.
There's no school, no hospital, no grocery store, and yet the 16 year-round residents have managed to keep this town alive. Even more than that, they seem to be a thriving, happy community in the middle of nowhere. This could not be more different from the cities I've lived in, where there are millions of people and everything I need is at my fingertips. But even with all of that, I feel like it's been extremely hard to build community. And often I find these big cities can be really lonely at times. Now, while I would think living so...
Yeah, I think that what makes them feel so lonely is that they're just not chasing connections, they're chasing money, power, drugs, status. So just, trying to connect with a random person you find in the street is, at the eyes of those people, just a waste of time. And I think that one of the side effects of evolving the technology so much is that we don't rely as much on each other to survive, because when you are in a place with a small population or even a tribe, let's say in the Stone Age, you really need other people for you to survive, because you know everybody does. But since you are in a very big place, people are seen as more disposable in comparison to if you live with only like 20 people. Like, people are less disposable, people are more rare, and you have to be less picky with who you spend your time, because there's less choices. Now we have so many choices, so many people to choose who to spend our time, that we are more likely and more tempted to be more picky. Like, okay, since there's so many people, I'm only going to talk with people that like the exact same stuff that I do, that vote for the exact same politicians that I vote, that follows the same religion that I vote. We start being more picky. But if we are in a very low population place, you know, we have to accept, because it's what we have.
The story of Jarbidge is similar to many other Western towns, and it starts with gold. In 1909, a man named Dave Bourne discovered millions worth in the mountains surrounding Jarbidge. From there, a booming mining town was born.
Okay, so that amount of money right now is worth almost $1 billion today.
Prior to that, the land was untouched because the Shoshone people living around there believed the nearby hills were haunted by a carnivorous giant. But that wouldn't stop miners, as Jarbidge swelled to a population of near 2,000 people at its peak. And at one point, it was the highest gold-producing town in Nevada. But as most of these stories go, in the 1930s, mining operations started to slow, and with it, the population dwindled. Today, the 16 residents live in what looks like a relic of...
Yeah, this is sadly one of the weaknesses of relying too much on a cyclical and finite resources that it was, ore. And I think that eventually every single country in the world is going to face this challenge. And instead of having mines, I think we're going to, we're gonna have to start mining asteroids or recycling. Sometimes I like to imagine too much about what's going to happen in the future.
Jarbidge.
Like the most emotionally volatile I've been in a while. I'm like happy, sad, worried.
The closer we get to Jarbidge, the more swings of emotions we keep having.
Oh,
I think we're
you're
here.
coming up on the right?
Okay, they're saying those kind of stuff, but I imagine they're being a little bit dramatic. Like, I I suspect they were just hearing podcasts and talking in the way, I mean, it's not that dramatic, bro. Come on, don't be so dramatic. Okay, but if they're literally just driving and talking, I think that maybe that would happen, because when we use internet, social media and stuff like that, we kind of suppress our emotions, and if you go to a context, to a setting that is not as stimulating as internet like this, like it's just a road, like it's very repetitive. You might you have your buddy to talk with, but maybe one time they are not going to have stuff to talk about anymore, and they're just going to stare at the road, and all those suppressed emotions are going to come. They might feel bored, and it's going to things happen when you when you feel bored, and emotions that you suppress start coming. So yeah, maybe that would be that. I think that would happen if they really don't are not, if they are not using some kind of internet or their phone when they're driving. They're just going raw.
I think we're
You're
here.
coming up on the right?
Dude.
Is this it?
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to Jarbidge, Nevada. From what we could see, there are about 50 buildings lining the one street, which, as you can guess, is called Main Street.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. It almost feels like a movie set.
I don't know where we go first. Where do we go first?
To check in, obviously.
There is not a single other person here.
Oh, motel's right there. Just go inside.
Bro, imagine how good if it would feel to just find the city, like accidentally, like you're going to another state and you just find this, like bro.
Instantly, our worries faded as we were welcomed by two fellow travelers, Jeff and Earl, Jarbidge's oldest local, Ron, and after a few seconds, our point of contact and the owner of the Red Dog Saloon, Jace, appeared. Within 5 minutes of us being there, he served us a drink from his crazy selection of liquors.
You guys drove a long ways for a good selection.
Took our food order, and went in the back to start cooking.
Gentlemen, a scholar.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And when we learned a few more interesting things about this place,
There's no Wi-Fi, no service. We have to use our landline to get in contact with our family.
we were ready to get a taste of what a night in the most remote town is like.
Dude, this looks like the perfect place for people to get dopamine detox. Just leave the internet and reset their dopamine receptors to start, feeling good, doing normal stuff, and not just using social media, porn, weed, and stuff like that.
There's a ton of buildings.
There's a lot of those houses that people only come to once a year. There's some that people haven't been to for years. That's why you see some of them are starting to look pretty rough. Hate to see the old town fall apart.
What do you think the future for Drawbridge looks like?
Well, I hope more people want to retire up here, because all the retirees that are here aren't getting any younger.
And you wear like 100 different hats right now.
Now you
I feel
have
like
to.
you're like manager, general contractor.
It's hard to
cook.
find somebody who wants to come up here and work. They're making too much money in town, so they want to make that, and the travel time coming up here, you can't afford it.
Sadly, I think the only kind of people that could realistically go live there for long term, like, are digital nomads. I think that's the name of it. Like someone that works from their PC and they can work from anywhere. And since there's so many properties that people only go there once a year, just like he said, it looks like the land value is very low because there's not much demand for it. So I imagine that maybe someone that works from internet, maybe using Starlink, they could take advantage of the low land value, buy something there, live there, and work using internet. I think it would be very interesting, and I like, because most of them look very old and retired, like they don't have to work anymore to just get the money without working. So yeah, it would be very interesting to see this kind of city that it's a mix between old people that are retired and don't have to work and younger people that work using internet that they get from satellites made by Elon Musk. So it's this mix of the old generation with the new generation.
Coming to this place showed us that we need real connection.
Now, for the real important question is, would you see yourself living in a place like Jarbidge? Not at this stage in my life.
But I don't think it's necessary. Like, we don't have to, like, we force ourselves to live in a small city. I think we can make a difference. Like, we can make, that living in a bigger city feels as good as living in a small city. I'm trying to make it like yesterday yeah, I think it was yesterday. I found my friend and we walked on the coastline and we were picking berries together and he was teaching me how, you know, he was teaching me how to spot food, forage food, and we are foraging together. It was nothing much because we are still in a city, like in the coast of the city, but we still found some stuff, and I it felt good, to talk to someone. And also had this, I think 2 or 3 days ago, I had this guy, and I found him again yesterday. That he started preaching me the gospel of Jesus out of nowhere, and I found it. It felt good. I'm not going to his church, but it still felt good that he started preaching me and talking to me instead of just ignoring me. So yeah, that feels good. That's something we can change. Like you can literally just say hello or good morning, good night, good evening, good afternoon to someone. Maybe you're going to strike a conversation with them, but just don't expect a reward, because part of what feels good about being kind and give attention to other people is that you don't expect anything out of it. So just say what you have to say and just accept if they don't return. Just like I do. Of course, I don't do it all the time. I used to do it more sometimes, but yeah, I think that's the message. Like let's try to pay more attention to people that are actually physically present in our lives, just like they do, because it's what makes us human. Like for most of human history, this is how we talked. You know, sometimes we would use pigeons, but still someone would have to go to the trouble of like sending the letter, writing the letter. Now everything, like communication feels so easy that we take it for granted. We don't valorize it as much anymore. So yeah, that's a very nice video. I am very surprised that this guy don't even have like 40,000 subscribers, and this video was, yeah, the September 7th of September of 2024. I might watch one of his other videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.